Okay, my hair's a mess. Don't even look at me. Okay. And I have a cough drop in. Sorry. It's technically not 10 yet, so I'm just gonna like let some people get here. So, and I don't know what my lighting is doing tonight because we're gonna be doing things at the sewing machine and doing things at the ironing board. And on the floor too. I don't have like a giant cutting table. We're gonna be cutting things up tonight. So do I have everything? I'm like suddenly panicking I don't have everything. Let me get in the chat and see who's here because I don't know where my glasses are. And I can't see that far over to the monitor. Okay. Is it 10 o'clock yet? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, Emily's here. Hey. And Mel and Kate. Hey. Hey, guys. Oh, I got to turn down my chat. So, yes, you're going to get to see the floor of my studio today. I swept the floor for y'all. Again, because I don't have a huge cutting table, and we're going to be making our mock-up of our Dragon Wing saddle pad. And to cut out the fabric, I'm going to have to lay it out on the floor. So there may be some awkwardness tonight, but I mean, that's normal for the live stream. If you're watching this on the, what time is it? I guess I can go ahead and get started. Hi, I'm Michelle from Unicorn Centaur. This is the weekly live stream where you come into my studio and we make stuff together for our horses. And we chat about whatever. Sometimes there's a topic. I got to have Adriana back on as a guest. Maybe not next week, but the week after that. And I want to do graphic art or something like that with her. So not last live stream, but I think the one before, we made this gorgeous paper pattern from a saddle pad that I deconstructed that I had already painted on. So tonight we're not making like a finished version of it. I'm pretty much, I've got my paper here. I'm going to draw my other pattern out of tape. That's what I'm missing. Oh, it's right behind me. So nobody panic. Don't panic. I just have this like really cheap old bed sheet that I'm going to spread out on the floor. And we're going to make like a sheet version of it so that I can, okay, I am so disorganized, y'all. Brittany's here. Hey, horse show. Yes. New gelding for your birthday. Oh my gosh. Wow. My husband's birthday's tomorrow. So happy birthday to you. And I didn't get my husband a gelding or a mare. I think he's getting a medicine ball. Is that a weird present? Anyway, so I don't have any bias tape, which I'm going to need for today's project. So I may just like take it off of this at some point in the live stream rather than cut my own, because cutting your own bias tape is a pain in the butt and I hate it. So first I need to iron. Actually, let's look at the dragon. Oh, and this is the basic shape that we're going for. This was originally inspired by a post. The original saddle pad, I think, was made by a Canadian company that is no longer in business. I don't know, Brittany. It takes me a couple weeks to make them. I mean, it probably broke at the end. Oh no, dude, I hear you broke with the vet bills and everything. Oh, Emily, Artax is doing much better. He keeps rubbing his eye. I think he's trying to rub his stitches out. He doesn't like it. So it's kind of crusty and weird, but it's okay. The swelling is going down. And I've been riding him again, and he's fine. He just, sometimes when something comes into his field of vision, he's just like, he backs up. So under saddle, it's really weird because you're riding, and all of a sudden he stops and then starts scooting back up. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, the saddle pad that I am making for my babies tonight was inspired by this Dragon Wing saddle pad. Oh, right. I was going to go look and show a picture. Hang on. It was a Canadian company. So they're not doing it anymore. But there is another company called Kins Creations, K-I-N-S, I think, or Kins Custom Creations. Oh, I can't even get there. I'm sorry, y'all. Never mind. But anyway, if you don't feel like making your own Dragon Wing saddle pad, you can order one from them. They're selling them. It's a lady who's just sewing them up as she gets orders. So, again, if you don't feel like making it like I'm doing it, then you can buy one from a lady who's doing it. Okay. So a bat's wing is what like a dragon wing pretty much is. I mean, so this would be like the arm part, and this is the little hand of the wing, and these are the fingers. It's just 3 fingers on my little dragon saddle pad. I figure that will be the easiest for me to do. There is my very technical sketch. Are you amazed at my artwork? So let's get down to business. I miss, Britt, you should come play with me. Okay. I need to put this aside for now. We have to iron our paper. Oh God, I forgot to plug in my iron. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Yeah, we're getting all busy here. Normally I do like a nice tight shot to like really connect with everybody, but we're doing it a little bit wider today. When you are, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's on like 1. When you're ironing paper, if your iron is up too high, you're going to burn your paper. It curls up and it starts like dying. And don't judge my dirty ironing board. So I do want to lay this out because this was the saddle pad with that. Instead of doing measurements and drawing it all out and plotting it on a piece of paper, I'm sort of going to put this down on the other paper and then draw the dragon wing shape around this. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. If you have a different process for doing something like this, feel free to share it in the comments. So we're waiting on that to heat up to 1. We like it hot. So, I know what I can do real quick. So also after I make the paper pattern, I'm going to cut 2 pieces out of this bed sheet and then stitch some bias tape down the middle. And then tomorrow, when I go to the barn, I'm going to throw it over Sunny or Artax and take pictures and measure it and like put the saddle on top of it and see where everything lays. Is the girth going to interfere with anything? This is why we make mock-ups. This is the importance of mock-ups. I'm not going to spend good money on fabric to make myself a saddle pad and then I get it all made and maybe I spend $50 to $75 in materials because the fabric that I really want to make it out of is expensive. Or we choose a cosplay, pattern or fabric that's like $30 a yard and we need 2 yards. And then trim ends up costing us an extra $20 and thread that's a specific kind or whatever. So sometimes when you make your own stuff, it's not necessarily to save money. You do it because that's what you do. Oh, this one is already half off. What am I doing? Oh, but it's kind of, no, this one's easier to get off. Never mind. So making mock-ups is very, very important. I am doing my mock-up out of a busted up saddle pad and an old bed sheet. So it literally costs me nothing to do what I'm doing tonight. And some packing paper that I had on hand after a project that I did. So it's like project leftovers. So doing the mock-up costs me nothing. And I may discover some upsetting things tomorrow when I take it to the barn and put it on one of my horse's backs. I may discover I need to move the wing shape to one side or another. And so I can take measurements and pictures and take notes and then come back and fix it. And that will give us the final shape for the pattern. Then we adjust our pattern. See how we're working? See how this works? And then once you have the pattern, we can really calculate how much fabric we're going to need, how much batting we're going to need, which is this stuff. I want to use a very thin batting because I have a very inexpensive sewing machine. It's like a very basic model, and I don't trust it to sew through so many layers. I may end up having to hand stitch all the bias tape and stuff on it. Anyway, so that's what this stuff is. So I have to buy some batting. I have to find a fabric. I may not get an expensive hologram cosplay fabric for this project due to budget restrictions. I may end up getting something that is in my budget, but is also just like my color. Like I may just make it out of a purple cotton fabric or a teal or a lime green, something like that. But there we go. I don't think I need you anymore tonight. I think you're done. You can go over there. Hey, you can go over there. All right. Also, speaking of go over there, I kicked the cats out of the room tonight, so they are not going to be joining us. Let me just pull the threads out of this real quick because I cannot stand loose threads. It annoys me. Bad storm tomorrow. Oh, I hope not. I better get a chance. Where's my scissors? Oh, I better get a chance to go see my babies. I'm supposed to ride tomorrow. I'm going to go run early in the morning and then go to the barn after y'all. I think I heard is it going right? I lost track of what I was doing, y'all. I started running again and I'm so excited. Okay. Let's bring you up a little bit, but you want to see what I'm doing, don't you? That lamp over there is annoying, isn't it? Is the lighting okay? I don't even know. Okay. So all I am doing is running a warm iron over the paper pattern. This ironing your paper patterns really, even your tissue paper patterns, like the Simplicity ones from Joann Fabric or whatever, it's always a good idea to iron your patterns because it makes them truly lay flat on the fabric, and then it's easier to pin or to put weights on. And there is less likely, you're less likely to have distortions in the fabric. So this is what we're going with, and I'm going to put this on the ground right now. I feel like that can go a little bit higher. Famous last words. Because we have to do this. These sheets of paper are what I'm going to draw my dragon wing shape on. And again, if you are just joining the chat, there is a small company that is making these and doing custom orders for them. So if you don't want to make yours one and you want to order one, please do that. That's you can find them in the Extra Equestrians group on Facebook. There should be a link in the description box for that. We're getting so many resources in that group. So even if you're not on Facebook, you can go, it's a public group. So you can go on Facebook and view the posts. You can't interact with them or anything like that. But you can check out all the really cool resources. There's people sharing cosplay tips and tack and blanket advice, and just somebody posted instructions for, I think if you're here in the chat, I think it's Rachel, posted instructions for a dog blanket she made from a fleece blanket from Walmart. And I'm like, oh my God, that's precious. But it could easily be adapted to a cat, if your cat will accept costumes. I don't know if any of mine would. Loki might. Cherry Blossom and Tozy, the girls, definitely would not put up with being put in costumes. Or I don't know, even you could scale it up even larger if you have a miniature horse for the non-equestrians watching. Right. I mean, I've seen enough pictures of mini horses and dogs that are like, where they're the same size, like a Great Dane and a miniature horse. Okay, so my third piece of paper, I think we're about to go down on the floor, you guys, and I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what the lighting is like down there. Not that this is great. Also, if you're new to the chat and you're like, why is there a middle-aged lady ironing paper on YouTube? Hi, my name is Michelle and I'm an extra equestrian. Okay. Let me take stock of what we're doing. Let me check in with the chat. Oh, Hannah's here. Hey. Oh, Taylor, Iron Goddess. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, King Louis might wear one. Oh, sweet. My horses are so sweet about wearing costumes. When I put stuff on them, they're like, ugh, all right. Okay, I may need to point these down a little. Oh wait, what are we doing? Oh wait, I need tape. Before we go down on the ground, I need to grab some tape. Okay, watch out. I'm gonna move this. Okay, the tape is back here. Okay, what kind of tape? I think I had to use, excuse me, there's like gold and silver. I think I did this last time where I was looking through this box and I was like, oh, there's those scissors. I need to take those out. Did I get my tape out in there? Yeah, electrician's tape is a little aggressive. We're not going to do that. By the way, this can be a no-sew project, doing a mock-up. If you don't have a sewing machine and you maybe want to borrow a machine for the final project, but you can't borrow it for the mock-up also, this is very easily a no-sew project. If you just cut out your fabric pieces and then hot glue or super glue the bias tape in, because you're only using this to check measurements. All right, I think we have to go with duct tape. That's why we ended up with that last time. I am disappointed. Hang on, let me just make sure I don't have any in here. Okay. All right, everybody back where you go. This needs to go somewhere else besides that, though. You can go right here. Okay, oh my God. So I need to make these into like one sheet of paper. I may need to creatively tape these things. Is that better? No. Needs to be up a little. Okay. There we go. I think. Okay, I think I'm going to cut. I need those scissors I just put in there. Y'all wait. This is the most organized live stream ever. Okay. Well, you know what? You guys are just hanging out with me in my studio. If you actually came over to my house and were hanging out here in my studio while I was making stuff, this is exactly what would be happening. I would have my drink, but instead of talking to you, you know, like when I'm by myself, I just like watch random YouTube videos or listen to music. But for like 1 hour a week, I hang out with people online and do it. So welcome to my random life. Where can I put these? Okay, I'm gonna scooch forward just a little bit. Come here. Okay. So I am going to, no. I was gonna say I could put them on the light things, but my lights that I have are like, they were the $40 light kit on Amazon. So they're like super flimsy. I don't trust them to do real work is what I'm saying. They don't pay my taxes. Why did that do that? That's why these are not my favorite scissors and they were hidden somewhere. Can this be cut in half? I don't know. I'm judging my tape cutting skills and this is going to take forever. So what's everybody doing? Who's making one of these with me? Anybody in the chat? Are we going to attempt to do this? Or alternatively, what are you working on at your house right now while you're sitting here listening to me, hanging out with me in my studio where the magic happens, where I make my unicorn horns, all my art supplies there behind me. And I've got like stuff up on top there. What even is visible? Probably, oh, there's a unicorn horn up there and all my little headbands that I wear in the live streams because that's not ridiculous. Okay, oh my gosh, this is annoying. Okay, I see why you were discarded. I see why nobody likes you, and you might be going into the trash can after this live stream, child. And I don't know why I have to like lean back and put it on my chest, but I do. So there. So yeah, what are you working on? What is your work in progress? Are you painting? Are you sewing? Are you drawing digitally or on paper? Or is there a project that, or if you're sitting here listening to me and you're like, hey, I really want to do something, but I don't, but I don't know how to proceed. Let me know, and maybe we can do it in a live stream and figure it out together. If I don't know how to do it, we'll figure it out together. Okay. I might have enough tape. We're going to do a couple more just to be sure. Bear with me. So she was in a crafty mood. You don't have to necessarily be in a crafty mood when the live stream happens. That's what they stay up on the I can't even talk tonight. They stay up on the YouTube channel. Like, you can't interact with the chat, but you can do the playback and watch it and then go through the whole process. And always like skip ahead. If I get sidetracked on something and you're like, okay, yeah, get to the part where you are actually taping something, you can watch back later and then skip through to the parts that are relevant. And so it's almost like an instructional that you can go back to. This is a class that you can go back to. But and your sister's surgery tomorrow. I'll be thinking of you and your sister tomorrow, Hannah. Autism Centaur is here. Hey. Valentine's horse decorations. Oh, we should do that next week. Like, make some sort of horse Valentine's or something. I'm going to figure it out. Thank you for the inspiration. Let's do that next week. Because isn't next week? I'm doubting myself. Don't we have another live stream before Valentine's Day? What even is today? Show me that thing. Okay. Oh yeah, it'll be the 12th. So I guess it'll give you 2 days. Maybe I'll make sure to do a blog a day or two before with a list of instructions and stuff. And I'll post it here on the YouTube channel, and I'll post the blog with materials and instructions on Instagram, Facebook, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. That's a great idea. That sounds fun. Let's totally do that. Oh, good night, Brittany. I'm so happy that you came here for the live stream. I love it when you show up in the chats. Get a good night's sleep. That is very, very important. What time is it? Oh, it's just 10:20. I'm about to make myself, where's my end? I am about to make myself a big old piece of paper. That sounds weird. Somebody suggested, I don't know if it was in the chat last time we did this, or if it was in the comments on Facebook or something, but somebody suggested using a roll of paper, wrapping paper. And that's a little bit thicker than this like newspaper that I'm using, but that might make the pattern a little sturdier. I have made patterns out of that particular substance before. Okay, I think it's time to go down on the floor. I'm feeling nervous about this part. No, I can do this part up here. Okay. First of all, let's just take 2 pieces together and we're just going to take 2 pieces together with a very tiny overlap. Yeah. And then we're going to lay our other pattern on it to see what needs to be, what else we need to do. Okay, I think I got it. First piece. So yeah, I meant to get a roll of paper wrapping paper today to try this with. But then I didn't, so I don't know why I just told you what I didn't do. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. Trying to make sure everything lays flat, which is easier because we have ironed our paper on a low setting, kids. Oh, I think I have plenty of tape, at least for this first Okay. Now it's probably time to go down on the floor. I am going to need a couple more pieces of tape. Yeah. Okay. Now we're just going to add a couple pieces of tape in between here for stability. And then I'm going to make sure I've got enough tape to add another piece somewhere, because the points of our dragon wing are going to extend beyond what the normal saddle pad was. So we are just about ready now, almost ready. I'm so excited. Da, 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 da. Okay. Lemonade in my Tabitha cup. Oh crap, I forgot to tag Tabitha in the post today. I really need to make a list, like an actual written list of all the people who want to be tagged in the live stream. Let me know in the comments if you're in the Extra Equestrians group and I don't normally tag you. Please let me know, and I'm going to write your name down, and I'm going to make sure people who want to be reminded of the live streams can join us. So, got my pencil. And I'm going to put that on the ground. Oh, more tape. Just a little bit more tape. Just a little bit. Okay, who was that? Another cool saddle pad would be Pegasus wings. Yes. Well, Kin's Custom Creations, the one that lady that's already making the dragon wings, she also does a fairy wing saddle pad that has like interesting scallops, almost like scales looking stuff on there, but it's really pretty. And they do unicorn ear bonnets with the ears covered and the triangle down the face, like a traditional ear bonnet, except it's got a crocheted unicorn horn on the front of it. So it's super cool looking. Anyway, if I can remember, I need to go back and put a link to that in the description box. If anybody's watching this on playback and you've made it this far, check the description box to see if I did that. But don't judge me if I didn't, because I'm a really forgetful person sometimes. So, a couple more pieces, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more pieces. Okay. And then we're going to sit down on the floor. I have another light down on the floor, so don't worry. It's not going to be totally dark down there. But it might be kind of weird lighting. And we're going to figure out our saddle pad. So there's our one. Okie dokie. This is so tedious, y'all. And you know what? If you were physically here in my studio with me hanging out, we would get to put some music on. But like for most copyright reasons, I can't do that. I should have some sort of like, is classical music like Tchaikovsky and that kind of stuff? Is that copy? Does anyone own that copyright? Maybe I can have some classical music playing in the background or something. Because right now my window is open and I'm just like listening to traffic on the street outside. It's already spring here in Savannah, Georgia, by the way. What's the weather like where you are? Because it's been 75 degrees and sunny every day. I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is the part of year I really like, when it just starts to warm up a little bit and it's not too hot yet and all the flowers have started blooming and it's just the perfect weather to ride and to go running in and just to go out and do stuff. There's always a lot of pollen, and so many people in this area are allergic to the pollen, and spring is miserable for them, and I get it. I totally understand how a season can make you miserable. We are just coming out of the season that makes me miserable. I'm so happy to be done with winter. Now, it probably will get cold at least one more time before it warms up for good here. Okay, I got it. I'm doing too much tape. Shh, y'all, why didn't somebody yell at me? All right, here we go. Who's here? Oh, Emily, Karen. Hey! Play I Don't Want to Be a Bugger. Start your live at 8. Aw. I might consider a different time at some point, because it's hard to do one that covers everybody. I try to put it late here on the East Coast so that people in California, watch as well. It's a little early in Europe, I think. I think it's like the middle of the night in Europe. So that kind of stinks. But it's like the middle of the afternoon in Australia. I would love to find a time where most of my audience is based in the US, but I would love to find a time where my European friends and my Australian friends, where all of us, it's either not too late or not too early. If you have a suggestion for a time, um, if anyone can think of a time that's good for Europe, Australia, and the US at the same time, please let me know because I don't. Um, but I would love to move it to then. We originally had it so late because this was the only time of day that Adriana and I could get together when we were doing tack chat, where we would clean our tack and drink wine and chat about a topic. I'm going to have her back and we will be chatting about a topic while we do stuff. So 3 o'clock. Where are you, Emily? Or Emily Karen, where are you located? 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. That might be a thing I could do, y'all. Let me check out what times everybody else is at. I want to write that down so I don't forget. Hang on, everyone. Oh, wait. Where's my pencil? I'm not kidding. Where's my little thing? Time for... Hang on. I have old lady brain. I have to write this down or I'll forget it. Live stream. US, Europe, Australia. 3 p.m. Okay. Now we're good. What happens if I do this? That's the light we're going to have down on the floor. Oh, that kind of illuminates me more. Okay. Oh, you're in the US? Okay. Oh, I want to put you guys. Hang on. Okay. Can we see? I swept my floor for this. Oh my God. I just plonked down on the floor in front of God and everybody. Okay. Can we? Lord. You don't need that view. Okay. Oh, there's a wall there. Okay. Because I am going to take this and lay it out on the floor. And then where's our big paper? Okay, y'all. Oh my Lord. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. All right. You stay over there. When I'm laying it down, where'd my pencil go? I'll point the camera down when I am tracing so that we can see it. Okay. Oh, actually, I might not need something down at all. I might, I am going to, okay, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. The paper goes down just about this much below the line of the normal saddle pad. And I think, I'll look at my sketch, but I think I want it to go down just a little bit further than this. So I am going to tape one more piece of paper down here. And you can just sort of watch me while I'm doing that rather than just like staring at paper on my floor. My tape is over there though. Why am I like this? Okay. Let's cover up my trash can with the dollar store bag liner. I'm classy. Okay. Let me look at that. So I am laying it out. Ooh, how do we want to do that? Okay, I'm going to have to get creative, I think. Oh my gosh, what are y'all looking at right here? Why am I like this? Okay, I think that will do it. Give me some tape. Hi, welcome to my live stream where I'll be crouching in my studio and doing yoga poses live on YouTube. Accidental yoga. We're going to call this accidental yoga. It's kind of stretching out my hip right here, though, and I really like that. I'm not mad about it. I'm going to say that. All right. I think one more right there in the corner. Yep, and then I will turn it over and tape the other side. Hiya. Okay. I could have put the camera down for that part so you could watch me taping. Because I'm such a good taper, maybe I should change the name of this channel to Taping Things. Oh, do I want to cut that? I do. Isn't this a great shot? Okay. I hate these scissors. You are totally, she is trash after this live stream. Why are you like this? Is this why you were hidden away? Honey, have some self-respect. Thank you. Lord. All right. Okay. Now we're taping. And again, as someone else suggested, if I had gone to Target or Walmart, or heck, even the dollar store today, I could have picked up a roll of paper, wrapping paper, which probably would have been big enough to cover this entire thing. So, back up here. Hi. Oh my God, I'm sweating. That's so attractive. Well, here, hang on. Why am I like this? Okay. I may have to, I don't like you. I'm coming back to the chat in just a second. Hang on, y'all. I got winded squatting in my studio. It's cold where you're from. I know. I feel lucky to have, I love warm weather and I don't mind the heat. So I feel so lucky when we have early spring. I try not to brag about it because sometimes people, when you're in a colder climate where it's colder for longer, this is the time of year where you're really getting tired of it. And so I don't want to be like rubbing it in people's faces. Sitting on my knees on the floor and hurt. Yeah. Find the brown. Was that you that suggested it last time, Madeline Kate? I think that was you. But I thought about you today when my husband, we went to the grocery store, but then we didn't like go to another store for a paper, obviously. And I was like, no, I'm just going to use the newspaper I have. And I thought of you the whole time I was setting up. I'm like, this is not going to be fun. Okay. So let me see if we can get a decent angle. I'm going to do the splits here. And I want to try to, I hope we have time to cut it out of the fabric. It's 10:36 already. Okay, come down here with me. Okay, so I am going to trace, first of all, the top right here. Make it nice and just follow the line. Try to take full advantage of my paper here. Oops. Okay, so now I've got my front to back measurement here, and let me go to my sketch. Where is my sketch? Oh. It's up on the table. For the love of God. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to wing it. Okay. Gonna wing it. So I want it to come out a little bit in front. So I'm going, I know you can't see it right now, but I'm going out a little bit in front of where the pad would go and trying to kind of go with the curve of it. All right. Okay, and I want it to go down a little bit further. So, and then the line would, where are the lines going to go? Oh, that's what I got to think about. So, where are the lines going? And then we connect those lines. Okay, these are like the, okay, and they can go a little bit beyond the pad. Okay, so there. And I'm not sure exactly where the girth goes. I think it's right here. So I can make the top of that really close to that line. Okay, and then this will go just straight from the back of the pad down to there. And then, where's this one? How about into right here? Whee. Okay, we did need this extra piece a little bit. Okay, now I'm lifting it up. And I have this basic shape that I can solidify. Oh, farts. Gosh, I got excited. I tore my paper. All right, so right there. Okay, I should get a marker and do that. Back up to me, back to me. Hi, babies. With my sweaty lip. Ooh. My sweaty lip. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm about to have to cut this out. I want to grab my other scissors. Excuse me. Hang on. Nobody go anywhere. They're little, but they cut better than those tutors. Okay. Don't fall on me, iron. It's going to be like a Home Alone moment when my iron falls on my head in my live stream. Ah! Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to cut it out. Did I add a seam allowance? Do I need one? No, because this is the mock-up. I don't need a seam allowance for the mock-up. And maybe I'll get a brain, and before we do the next one, I'll go get some brown paper and make the final pattern, including seam allowances if necessary. I don't know if the seam allowance is necessary because we're going to be adding bias tape to the ends, to the edges. I don't think it's necessary. So we'll see. We have almost got our mock-up pattern. Yay. I might as well stay down here and just drag that bed sheet down here and just start cutting out. Let's see. You guys have been all over my house at this point. We've done live streams in my living room, in my studio, in my bathroom when I dyed my hair, in my kitchen when we did horse treats one time. Y'all have been all over my house because that's like pretty much all my house is. What am I looking for? Oh. I'm not even drinking wine and I keep forgetting what I was doing. Y'all, I need help. Is that what I want? I guess it's better not to cut a lot. Okay. Y'all, to be honest, this is why I don't do commissions for people really, and I don't make a lot of things for sale, is because my creative process can be such a mess. And sometimes it's random. Sometimes I have a plan and things don't go as I thought it would in my mind, especially if it's something I haven't done before and I'm kind of winging it. But sometimes wonderful things happen. Sometimes I go the long way. Okay. I might need another piece of tape. I hate to say it. No, I think we can make do. I think we can make do. So, ta-da! It is the length of the pad. The spine is the same length as this regular pad. And so this is what I was looking for on my rag. To mattify myself. Okay. Now let me grab real quick this sheet. Okay. Y'all, we are having fun, aren't we? I need 2 of them, 2 pieces. Let me put this aside for right now. So I'm going to lay the fabric out in 2 layers. I should have left this folded, but I'm an idiot. I wanted to show y'all it's a bed sheet. I could have shown you folded up. I'm so dumb sometimes. No, I'm not supposed to talk about. I'm not supposed to do that negative self-talk. I'm not dumb. I just don't think about all the things all the time. There we go. All right. Real quick, I'm going to fold this. Stay with me. Stay with me. Who's still here? Who's in the chat? Who's still watching this on the playback? Sometimes the live streams and the playbacks, the watch time is usually only like 5 to, the average watch time is like 5 to 10 minutes. So I think sometimes people come on and they realize like it's a whole big long thing and then they bounce, or it's someone who has watched the whole thing, maybe live. And that's what has that average down. So it's like people watching 1 minute and then people watching longer. Oh, I don't want to triple it up, though. What am I doing? Michelle? Okay, this is why we can't have nice things, because I try to talk and think at the same time, and I can't do that, you guys. All right, how wide of a stance do I have here? Okay, my butt is cramping up. Hang on, you guys. Ideally, you would have a cutting table with a really big surface that you can lay everything out. Also, ideally, I really should iron this fabric, but I really don't want to take up any more time of this live stream with something like that. I do want my fabric scissors. Let me see if I have enough spread out. I don't know if I can reach. This is my stretching. You guys are part of my stretching routine tonight. Do I have a marker in here? Because if I trace around the pattern, that might be easier. I really should have a Sharpie in my sewing kit. Why don't I? And I really can't reach anything right now. Well, dang. I do have this. Will that show up? Blue on blue? Let me see. Yeah, kind of. Well, that's going to take even longer. I'm just going to cut it. Y'all know me. I'm just cutting it. I'm cutting it. I'm not pinning it down. I'm not putting weights on it. You can get fabric weights at the sewing store or a craft store or Walmart. And those are nice for projects like this. So you just put little weights down at various points. Those are nice for very fine, delicate fabrics. So if you have a cosplay fabric that you don't want a lot of pinholes in, those are really wonderful for not having to pin your pattern to the fabric. Now, which is probably what I'll do. If this is just the mock-up that we're doing tonight, this is just the mock-up I'm doing tonight. Otherwise, when we do the final pattern on the whatever lime stream we do, I'm either going to weight it down or I'm going to end up pinning. If I end up getting a really expensive fabric that I don't want a lot of pinholes in, then I'm going to end up weighting it. But I'm being very casual, haphazard about my cutting right now. I am not being very careful and not really caring if it lines up too much, but I do want to make it. Because again, this is just the mock-up. This is just to get a rough idea of what we've got going on here. All right, come down here a little bit. Come here a little bit. Hang on. One last thing. One last seam. Oh, I really should have added a seam allowance at the top. Should be okay. Okay, so our pattern piece can be put aside for now. I definitely want to retrace that on a good piece of paper. What did I just put in this? Oh, okay. I'm going to do. Hang on. There we go. Now, wiping my sweat. Okay, so the rest of this can go away. If you're doing a lot of other stuff, I probably should have laid this out correctly and put this out, like conserved my fabric and put this on one little corner, but I didn't do that, not today. So now I have 2 pieces of this pattern that we are now going to go back up here. Oh, thank goodness we can get off the floor. Hang on. All right, come on, y'all. Boom. All right, you get to turn off now. Boom. Now there's not a bright light shining in my face, and maybe I won't be as shiny. Wow. All right. What have we got going on here? Well, we can lay it out up here now. Where's my bias tape? Okay, now I do want to pick these little threads out of it. Sorry if I'm a pain in the butt. And then I can show you how it is attached on there. Unless you already know about bias tape, in which case, you know my pain. If you don't have bias tape, you can make some by cutting at a 45-degree angle to the grain of your fabric. You know, there's a grain to your fabric that goes horizontally and vertically. And if you measure out like that's 2 inches, if you measure, you can see, it's like a 2-inch strip. So if you measure out a 2-inch strip that's on a 45-degree angle, that is the bias of the fabric, and that makes it slightly stretchy. This isn't quite at a 45-degree angle. So you know what? That's a good point. I wonder if I need to cut my own bias tape for the saddle pad that's not quite on a 45 so that it's not as stretchy. We might learn some things, kids. That's why we do a mock-up, so we learn. Okay, now let me trim the threads. Trimming the threads. I really hate loose hanging threads. Oh my gosh. It is the worst. It can gum up your sewing machine. Like they can go back down into the seams, and it can clog up your sewing machine. I just said that. Shh. So having clean edges and picking off extra threads is important in my book. And even though we're just doing a mock-up, I don't want to mess up my sewing machine just doing the mock-up. So I am taking this extra time. I hope you will bear with me. I should at least check the chat. Like, is there even anybody watching, or am I sitting here talking to myself online? I'm very important, and this is what I do when I'm cutting things. Okay. It's happening, folks. It's happening. It's happening. Do you know I have autism? Have you ever worked with someone with autism? Yes, I have. I have several friends who are on the spectrum, personal friends and artists that I work with. And I've also done, in the past, I have done puppet shows and puppet workshops. Because part of the way that part of what I've used my talents on over the years was working for a puppetry company. So I taught workshops in puppet making to all sorts of people. We would do adult workshops. We would do little kid workshops, big kid workshops, and workshops for people with all kinds of special needs. And people who are neurodivergent tend to really take to puppetry, in my experience. Maybe it was just the puppet loving people that came to my things. I don't know. So yes, you are welcome here. Hi. I like your drawings on your channel. You have the comments disabled on your videos, so I couldn't comment and say, hey, I love it. So I'm glad you're here in the chat and I can tell you personally. So I'm almost done clipping my threads. And Autism Centaur, what is the significance of centaur? For me, unicorn and centaur, I've always sort of imagined myself a centaur. And when I ride horses, I've ridden horses all my life. And whenever I ride a horse, I imagine that I'm a centaur and that his legs are my legs and that we are one being and that we are walking together as one being. I don't know. It's kind of a magical thing for me. What is the significance of centaur in your name? If you don't want to answer, that's okay. But I'm curious. Okay. I think I have all of my threads clipped. So let me scooch up a little bit closer. So this is bias tape. Oh my God, I'm so sweaty. So this is bias tape and it folds out just like this. So you have it with the ends folded underneath. And we're going to pin it. Let me find my pins. Almost your bedtime. Kelly, watching the replay. Oh, yeah, you missed me doing the splits on the floor earlier, Kelly, if you're just coming in. But I made a paper pattern, and then here is this for the mock-up. I have 2 of these. Yeah, da, 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 da. Oh my gosh, I could like pin them on my arms and be like, Rah! Okay. Oh, for another day. I need to get better at wings. I have my fairy wings that I've made here on the wall. I should do another live stream with fairy wings. But now I think maybe we need different kind of wing saddle pads. We were discussing earlier angel wing saddle pads. Because now that I have sort of a shape of it, I'm going to check tomorrow with the mock-up to make sure the girth lays right and then there's enough room for the saddle. And then we're going to make the real deal. But that may be like this dragon wing may be sort of the prototype then for what will also be an angel wing pattern or a fairy wing pattern. Or some other kind of shape. We could have a bunch of different saddle pad patterns. So where's my pins, ladies and gentlemen? Come back here, you. My pencil. Y'all, have I shown you this before? This is my sewing box from the 90s. This is from 1994. I bought this at Cloth World in Wichita Falls, Texas, where I worked. I got a discount. This has been with me. Look at this hideous fabric from the 90s. I think I had a dress out of this material. Do you remember those church dresses from the 90s that were in all these couch fabrics and had those big collars on them and the puffy sleeves? Y'all, I had a couple of those. I went to church in those dresses. What was I doing? Oh my God, I forgot to look for pins. I got distracted by thinking about church dresses from the 90s. Ugh, focus, Michelle. Focus. Oh no, I need that. We're fixing to use the sewing machine, y'all. It's happening. Do I need a needle? I think I have everything I need. What kind of thread do I have in here? It doesn't matter. It's a mock-up. I'm going to use whatever bobbin is in there. And I need some thread. Let's just use white because that's the first one I found. Pins. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and throw those in the garbage. We hate those scissors. We want them to die in a fire, and we want no one to come to their funeral. Okay. I think I'm done with this. That was a little aggressive. I don't know where it came from. All right. That's a long one. Long story. Oh, okay. I look forward to hearing it. Autism horse, autism centaur. Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay. All right, let me show you guys. So in theory, since I cut this off the original saddle pad, it should fit. Like it should be the same length, but of course it's not. That's fine. That's fine. Nobody panic. Now it's going to take my brain a minute to understand which way I need to put this on. Okay. Okay. I'll show you once I get it pinned on there. Okay, we're pinning now. We're pinning everyone. Everyone, we're pinning. But I'm going to turn over here and put my chat over here. Okay. Okay. I don't want to put, I want it to be at the edge up at the front here. Hang on. Or kind of close to the front. Okay. So now I am pinning the bias tape to the saddle pad, edge to edge, with one of the flaps folded out. I'll show you in just a second. Once I pin it all down. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 11. I'm going to have to go over because I really want to get, this is only 2 seams to sew. So it's just going to take me a few minutes to pin it. If you're watching on the playback, not much longer now. We're getting down to it. If you're watching on the playback, maybe skip ahead to where I'm finished pinning both of these and finished setting up the sewing machine. But if you're watching in the live stream, you're stuck with me for a few minutes. I don't know. If anybody has any topics they'd like to talk about, equestrian or equestrian art themed topics that you'd like to discuss, I want to have my co-host, my partner in crime, Adriana, back on the channel to hang out with me and make some art. And like we used to do in the TAC Chat days, discuss a topic with you guys in the live chat. So do we want to talk about how to prep and pack for show season, because that's, really kicking into high gear right now? Or do we want to have a different topic? Let's see. I guess we can talk about controversial topics. People usually stay really respectful in the comments, and I'm not out to, I'm not out to really roast anyone or be super mean. Some of our past topics have included animal rights activists when they're against equestrian activities. We've talked about working horses, like police horses and carriage horses. We've talked about, I remember last Valentine's Day, we had what's better, horses or boys? Horses won, of course. Everybody in the chat all night long was giving their votes. Is there a hair? And there's a hair in my lemonade, but it's teal. So I can't be mad at anyone else but me. We always know when it's me. Okay, real quick, I want to get this on the machine. Can you see me over here? Okay. I might have to turn this just a little bit over here. Let's not. I'm so gonna get in trouble with that. Okay, gotta put this on. Gotta turn my thing on. My bobbin is threaded. What is that? I don't know. Okay, I gotta thread my machine. Why am I turning like that? So, I did at one point a sewing machine tutorial, a very basic, here's how a sewing machine works, here's all the different parts of it. If you want to go check on that through my live streams, you can look. Come on, hang on. Look up sewing machine tutorial or sewing tutorial. I've done a hand sewing tutorial. Oh, I don't need to do that. It's already up. Okay. Look, y'all, we are ready to go. It's happening. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, right. This was if I had to do bias tape. You lay it down on the floor and just zip, zip, zip. All right. First seam. And let me show you how I did it. So this is the bias tape that we have with the flap opened out. This is right sides together. And then I've opened it out. And I'm going to sew with a little, it looks like a 1/4 inch seam. It may have been a 5/8 inch seam at one point, but all of the little threads have come out. Let me put that down. I'm on stitch A. What's my stitch length and my tension? We should be good. Okay. Back stitch. I probably don't need to back stitch. Again, this is just a mock-up, so I I need to bring this over here. That's annoying. Okay, make sure there's no fabric going underneath. Your thread color doesn't matter. This is just a pattern, a test. You guys, when you buy something from a small creator like an Etsy store, you have to understand that this kind of work goes into developing their products. This is why you pay extra for things from artists. So like, I don't blink an eye when people tell me things cost hundreds of dollars, because sometimes that's the amount of effort that has gone into creating something. Especially something that's like an original, one of a kind, you know, made just for you and nobody else. That's amazing. All right. Okay, I'm not even gonna back stitch. Okay. Boop. Bloop. Okay. Now I've got to pin the other one on, and then we can end this live stream. So now I've got this sewn on to this. So that's going to be like the backbone side. So now I take the other piece, and let me make sure I'm doing it right way to right way. So these are the right sides. That's the front of it. Okay. So I'm going to fold this out. Hang on. It's going to be like that, I believe. I think that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to check it before I stitch it, though. I'm not sure. Sometimes my brain gets messed up and something looks right, and then it's not. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but especially if I'm, if I'm kind of making this up as I go along. I don't have it written down in some instructions, which, you know what? I like to create that way too. Sometimes it's very comforting to work from a pattern or a set of instructions that somebody else has already created. There's something soothing about that kind of left brain creativity for me, following a specific set of instructions. Sometimes this make it up as I go, fly by the seat of my pants is fun, and sometimes it stresses me out, honestly. Tonight, I'm having a good time. I'm fine. I'm here with you guys. And I appreciate every single one of you who has come into the live stream tonight. And any of the times I do this, it's so fun to interact with people while I am sitting here making stuff. Right. I feel like this is a better use of my time, hanging out on a live stream with people from all over. Okay. I think that's right, because when we open it out, it's going to be exactly like those seams. Okay. So I've got this pinned this way, and I'm going to do another seam, and hopefully we'll be done. Cross your fingers. Okay. Oh, I don't even need to. Well, I'm such a habit to backstitch. Voila. Okay. Y'all, we did it. We did it. Okay. Yep, and that's exactly how it goes. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. So here is the mock-up of the Dragon Wing saddle pad. It's going to go on their backs. This is that bias tape seam down the center. And all this is going to do, I'm going to take it to the barn tomorrow, place it on both the horses' backs with a saddle on top of it and without, take lots of pictures, take lots of measurements, and then figure out if I need to adjust the pattern in some way or another. and then make the other one. So the next time that we hit this particular topic, we're going to have our final, I'm going to have my final pattern done after I made revisions. And then I'm going to have to gather my materials and we'll start stitching together an actual one. Or maybe, I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Okay. Anyway, let me see if I don't want to miss anything in the chat before I sign off. Oh my gosh, it's 11:08. The question, can you give me your voice? I don't know what that means. I mean to do that. That's okay. Okay. Oh, and I've only got 3 people left. Whoever you are here watching, I love you so much. Thank you for joining me and everybody else who signed on today. And if you watched this whole playback, thank you so much. And next time we will be working on the real thing. And I can share progress. And anyway, if you're not following me on Instagram already, I'm Unicorn Centaur on Instagram, and I'll be sharing the pictures of the mock-ups on Instagram, and also the Facebook group, Extra Equestrians. There's all sorts of links down below in the description box. So night, Autism Centaur. And Madeline, Kate, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you along in the process. So good night, you guys. Bye.